Every night, millions of people go to sleep with the same silent fear. What if my life never changes? But what if the answer isn't in massive effort, but in just one tiny step, one small habit, 1% better? And what if that 1% could change everything? Rohan lived like many of us do, with dreams bigger than the world, and doubts even bigger than his dreams. Each morning, he woke up hoping something would finally change, but each night, he went to bed feeling like nothing ever did. He believed success was like lightning. It struck suddenly, powerfully, and only for the lucky ones. And since his lightning never came, he assumed he wasn't meant for greatness. But deep down, he wanted to change. He wanted to be stronger, smarter, more focused. He tried. Oh, he tried hard. He made big plans, set huge goals, and expected fast results. But when life didn't immediately reward him, disappointment crushed his spirit. The weight of failure made his steps slower and his heart heavier. One evening, burdened by frustration, Rohan walked aimlessly through the village until he found himself under the shade of an ancient hawk tree. It was quiet there, the kind of quiet that makes you face your own thoughts. As he sat down, he felt a presence beside him, a calm, steady presence. An elderly man, with eyes that looked like they had seen many storms and many sunrises. "You seem troubled, son," the man said gently. "What is wrong?" And for the first time, Rohan spoke honestly. "I've been trying to change my life. I start strong, but I fail again and again. I'm tired of trying. I'm tired of hoping." The man didn't interrupt. He just listened. Then he smiled. Not the smile of someone who had all the answers, but the smile of someone who had asked the same questions. "Let me tell you something," the old man said. "Success is not a thunderstorm. It's a sunrise. It doesn't appear suddenly. It rises slowly, degree by degree, 1% at a time." Those words didn't just enter Rohan's ears. They echoed inside his heart. Because for the first time, success didn't sound impossible. It sounded slow. And slow felt possible. That was the moment everything started to change. The old man leaned back against the tree, his voice calm but powerful, like truth wrapped in silence. "Let me share a story," he said. "A story about a boy who wanted to be a swimmer." Rohan listened closely. On his first day at the pool, that boy tried to swim across to prove himself. But halfway through, he sank. People laughed. His confidence shattered. That evening, he promised himself he would never touch the water again. He believed failure had already chosen his destiny. Rohan nodded quietly. He knew that feeling all too well. But the next morning, the old man continued. His coach found him sitting alone. And he said just one sentence. "You don't need to be perfect today. Just be 1% better than yesterday." Those words became the boy's guiding light. The boy returned to the pool, not to win, but to grow. The next day, he swam one stroke further. The week after, he lasted a few seconds longer. The month after, he crossed half the pool. And slowly, very slowly, those tiny one improvements began to add up. Rohan imagined the scene. Early mornings, cold water, burning lungs, and yet, quiet progress. Progress so small it was almost invisible. But it was there, and it was building. 1 year later, the old man said with a soft smile, that same boy became the best swimmer in his district. People called him talented, but he was not talented. He was simply consistent. The wind rustled the leaves of the hawk tree as if nature itself was agreeing. Rohan felt a shift inside his heart, small, but real. He finally understood. The problem was never failure. The problem was expecting success overnight. The old man's voice grew even softer. "Son, success is not about doing big things once. It's about doing small things again and again and again. Even if you improve just 1% every day, in 1 year, you'll be 37 times better than before." That is the power of small progress. A silence followed, not an empty silence, but a powerful one, the kind that changes people. And in that moment, Rohan knew his life didn't need to change tomorrow. It just needed to change today by 1%. That night, Rohan walked home with a different kind of hope. Not the loud hope that shouts for miracles, but the quiet kind that whispers, "Try again tomorrow." And when the sun rose the next morning, he kept his promise. No massive goals, no pressure, just one small step. He opened a book and read a few pages. The next day, a few more. He started exercising, not for hours, but just 10 minutes a day. At first it felt too small to matter. But something unexpected happened. His mind felt clearer, his body felt stronger, and his heart felt lighter. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and slowly, the boy who once chased shortcuts started building foundations. His confidence didn't explode like fireworks. It grew like a tree, quietly, steadily, rooted deeper with every sunrise. He began to understand something powerful. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who are willing to grow. Even if that growth is just 1% a day. One evening, he returned to the old hawk tree, hoping to thank the man who had changed his life. But the old man was gone. Only a folded note lay on the stone where he used to sit. Rohan opened it slowly. Remember, big dreams are built with small steps. Keep improving, even if it's just 1% a day. Rohan smiled. This time, it wasn't the smile of hope. It was the smile of belief. He folded the note, placed it over his heart, and whispered, "Thank you." Since that day, whenever life felt heavy, he remembered, you don't have to be the best today. You just need to be better than yesterday. And now, this is your reminder too. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to wait for the right moment. You just need one tiny step, one tiny change, 1% of effort today and tomorrow and the day after that. Because when days turn into months and months into years, that 1% doesn't stay small. It becomes your strength. It becomes your growth. It becomes your new life. Success isn't about speed. It's about consistency. So start small. Start today and let your 1% change everything.